Hey everybody, welcome back to Keeping It Real in the Kitchen. I'm Candace Cole. Thanks for joining me for this dessert recipe. We're making a no-bake root beer float pie. Yeah, don't even have to bake this thing. Sounds awesome to me. I don't know why, but I forget about root beer floats. I love root beer floats. I don't know if you do too. If you do, you can give this video a like for those root beer floats. But root beer float pie, I mean, why not give it a try? Did just rhyme there. All right guys, here's what you're gonna need for this recipe, not too much. We're gonna need a pre-made pie crust. You could use a graham cracker crust if you like. I'm not a fan of graham cracker crust, so I got the shortbread one. That's just my own personal preference. My husband threw this crust into our shopping cart and broke it. Thanks, honey. I know that these pie crusts are ready to go, ready to eat, but if you want that little like golden brown crustiness, it tells you how to do that right on the back of your thing. It's like, hey, wash it with some eggs, cook it in the oven, 375, 5 minutes, something like that. Okay guys, you're also going to need some milk. We're gonna be using a half a cup of milk, any kind of milk you like. We use fat-free in this house, or usually almond milk, but I'm going with real milk this time. You're gonna need an entire container of instant pudding mix, just a box of the vanilla flavor. J-E-L-L-O, it's alive. Does anybody else remember that? I do. We're also gonna be using some root beer, of course. Use any kind you want. If you wanna get fancy and use like the IBC root beer, you know, like when you were a kid and you're drinking it and you're like, oh, I'm drinking beer, but you weren't. You could use that, it's your call. We're gonna be using 3/4 of a cup of the root beer. You're also going to need some root beer concentrate. Man, have you ever gone, you know, like where you get the vanilla extract down that aisle and you've looked at all the cool flavors of this? They have the best flavors like spearmint and watermelon and root beer, pumpkin, you name it, they have it, but that's where you're gonna find this, by the vanilla extract. And you also need some Cool Whip. Make sure it's defrosted, doesn't need to be in the freezer. Put it in your fridge before you use it. And you need some Maraschino cherries for decorating if you want. Optional, I suggest them. Let's get started. Grab a bowl of decent size, because we're gonna be mixing. First thing we're gonna do is grab our milk. We're gonna take a half a cup of this and pour it right into our bowl. Bum, 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 bum. We're gonna take 3/4 of a cup of our root beer. Please don't. Ooh, ah, that was a cool noise. I liked that. You wanna let the bubble fizzies go out of it. You don't wanna measure with the fizzies. Do, 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 do. Still fizzy. Get that root beer in there. Root beer smells so good. Don't go around sniffing root beer enough, that's for sure. In your mixture, you're gonna wanna add 1 to 2 tablespoons of the root beer extract. If you're like hardcore root beer fan, go for the 2. For me, it's a little too much and I do love root beer. So I suggest 1 tablespoon of the root beer concentrate. Now we're going to sprinkle some pudding right on top. And we're gonna whisk this together for about 2 minutes. A 2-minute whisk. Here we go. Whisk it up. It's a nice creamy mixture, like I feel like it looks like a melted butterscotch almost. Just gonna get all those chunks out of there. And next up, we're going to fold in our Cool Whip. I always get the extra creamy kind. Same price as the non-extra creamy kind, except this is extra creamy. This is 8 ounces of Cool Whip. Again, it is thawed. You can leave yourself a little in the bottom to lick later. Like just, yeah, just like that. You know, someone's gotta clean it. Might as well be you. And we're just gonna fold that in together, mix it around till it's combined. Oh, lovely, just perfect cream color. Take your pie crust. Open it up, don't pour it on top of the plastic, that would be weird. And we're just gonna pour it right into the pie and even it out. A little extra in there too to clean out. Just smooth it around. It fills up that pie crust, that is for sure. But smooth it around, try to keep it all inside. That's my plan. All right guys, there it is. There is that pie. Check it out. We're not done yet. This needs to freeze inside your freezer. I would suggest overnight, but you can do it for 8 hours and that's fine. Then we're gonna top it with whipped cream and those cherries. We're gonna make it look pretty, but it does need to freeze. So instead of baking, we like sub it for freezing. Man, I just wish things were done instantly. Just wanted to give a quick shout out to the blog where I got this recipe from. It's from togetherasfamily.com. Thank you guys. That root beer pie has been sitting in the freezer and it's ready to be topped and tried. Maybe. Oh man, this is the worst part, trying to get this lid off. Oh, it's still stuck. Boom, ta-da. This is it right now. We're gonna make it look pretty though, because why not? I do have some ready whip that I didn't tell you that you might need, but it's up to you. You might wanna make cute little plops. You know, nothing like a cute little plop, a bigger plop in the middle. And then you're gonna take some Maraschino cherries if you like them. If you don't do it. My hands are gonna get yucky. And you could plop just one in the middle if you want, or you could do them all around. Okay guys, check it out. There's the pie, it's all done and decorated. A little cherry juice leakage, but you know, whatever. I'm not cutting a piece. I'm gonna make people angry. I know. I'm just gonna fork some out. I really just wanna try the filling. Right, here we go. It tastes like root beer instantly. Wow. That is a super explosion of root beer in your mouth. That is a root beer float pie. 100%. When you're not eating this, you're gonna wanna store it in the freezer and just take it out when you're ready to have it. And if you don't eat it all, put it back in the freezer. That's your best choice. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Hope you like this video. Give it a thumbs up. My hands are kind of whipped cream and covered in root beer. All right, thumbs up if you do. See you guys next time. Bye.